All right, so I finally got my Severin box set in of all the Hallspears. It's a folklore set from them. And actually cracked it open and checked out Woodlands Dark and Days Bewitched. And I don't know how you feel about folklore, Chris, but I actually have a very soft spot for it. And I saw The Wicker Man at a young age, loved it. Always, well, it was like trying to find that kind of paganistic, kind of culty, kind of like horror movie again. Anything that had that kind of aesthetic to it as well. I've enjoyed the hell out of everything I've seen, for the most part, from the era that they're talking about, at least, in this documentary. I would say it's fairly comprehensive too, so they do a really good job. They go over three films initially. So it's The Witchfinder General, Blood on Satan's Claw, and The Wicker Man. And they kind of just start and they like lead off with that. And they talk about the three films and how it kind of like gave birth to the folklore. And I thought it was really, really interesting to kind of see these interviews too, because they actually dug up a lot of like old interviews from like the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and they have new interviews in there with it. So it was very nice to see kind of like a, a shift from everybody's perspective. And we see people like, Robert Eggers popping in and talking about it too. So I really enjoyed it. I still have yet to check out the other ones, but I definitely wanted to bring that up because anybody who has that folklore set, which is like this massive, massive set, it takes forever to go through. But I definitely say don't skip that documentary. I think it's the perfect way to open it up before you check out Eyes of Fire. It is like 3.5 hours long.
It's
So
on Shutter, right?
I think it is. They actually put it on Shutter now, so I would suggest checking it out even if you don't have the folklore set. If you're interested in folklore at all, it's also kind of nice to check out. They cover, I forgot how many films they cover, but it was, I read up on it. They were talking like 400 some films or something. So like they literally hit everything, and it kind of aided to my buying problem. As a collector, you know how it is, Chris, being a completist, trying to buy every single title that you want from a certain kind of like director or a certain kind of like set, or like even like a boutique label. So I'm going to have a hell of a time trying to track all these films down, but they bring up some like really, really, really like rare kind of like folklore. So like they have this like one, it's like called like Christmas Nightmares or something, like a BBC. I guess BBC did this like entire like series of folklore back in the 1970s, and they talk a lot about this entire like TV series that came out. God knows where you find that. I have no idea. I know they have like a set with everything in there. It's out of print. So tracking down these films that they're talking about is definitely going to be easier said than done. But challenge accepted, I will say, because I would love to see all of them. But yeah, I mean, there's some, like I said, like there's some really, really great touch points of the history of folklore. So I would definitely recommend that. And you said it was on Shutter, so more people should be able to see it too.